Hi, it's Don Thornton here, and I want to discuss uh, sales and marketing and how that relates to us as real estate investors. And I think that a lot of investors don't understand the difference. And I'm not saying it gets them in trouble. I'm just saying that it's important to know the difference. Because actually, when you're trying to find motivated sellers, you may not know it, but you're actually wearing two hats. And I'll tell you why. But first, it's important to understand the difference between sales and marketing. Okay. And I guess the best analogy that I would use is hunting and fishing. All right. So let's say, you're it's hunting season and you've got your license. You want to go out in the fall. You want to hunt a deer. Okay. You can obviously a lot of people just set up a blind and they put bait out and the Bambi comes and Bambi dies, and then Bambi's son has a huge emotional breakdown, and then he has to go hang out with a bunch of rodents, rabbits, and so forth to get his self-esteem back, and eventually he grows up and marries Snow White. So, or I don't know if that's or if it's Snow White, or if it's I don't know. I lose track of my fairy tales. But anyway, I digress. Uh, um, Hunting. Sales is hunting. Okay. You got your gun. You're going to go out there. You're actively trying to find something to shoot and kill so you can feel good about yourself. Okay. Um, Marketing is fishing. Okay. And I'm not talking about the way my relatives in the Ozarks used to go fishing with a stick of dynamite. We're not talking about that. We're talking about real fishing, where you have your bait, you have your hook, you have your weight, to make sure it sinks down. It depends on what you're fishing for, but you throw it out there and then you wait. You maybe you're reeling it back in or whatever. But the point of the matter is that you're sitting on the bank and you're waiting for something to bite. Okay, that's what marketing is. You're throwing content out there. You're throwing something that is designed to generate interest. Okay, so excuse me. If you can see here on this graphic, uh, on the sales cycle, 60% of the sales cycle is over before the salesperson gets involved. That marketing is the voice of sales during that 60%, and I agree with that. In general, real estate investing is a little bit different, but my point is that um, going back to the fishing analogy. So, what usually happens if somebody, let's say you're a fisherman and somebody, I mean, you can feel the fish start to bite, nibble at a little bit, or whatever. If you get overexcited, you go, woof, you know, um, then most likely you're not going to get the fish. Okay, because that's when, if you think about it from a real estate point of view, you're fishing, you got your marketing hat on, and as soon as the first touch, you're trying to reel that fish in. Now, listen, sometimes that a fish will bite down hard, and you got it, you reel it in, and you're like, well, cool, all right, I'm look, 1 to 3%, the statistics show, of people are ready to buy right away, and it's just a question of who gets to him first, and gives a reasonable explanation about what should or should be done. Okay, so but usually it's going to take many more touches than that. So I would say that as a real estate investor and someone who's been basically a lone wolf most of my career, and my career now is into my 18th year, I can tell you that my focus until the last 2 months, no, I'm sorry, not 2 months, 2 years, has been mostly sales oriented, because I'm a cold caller. I always prefer to cold call and find those 1 to 3%. Uh, but it's interesting how it goes back and forth between sales and marketing. Okay, so um, there are times when I will put my marketing hat on. Okay, and when does that happen? That's when I'm throwing out letters for probate. That's when I'm putting postcards out for divorce. Okay, that's marketing. I'm throwing content material out there, trying to get someone to respond, and then also on social media, for example. So when I'm throwing content on social media, I'm putting videos out there. My what I'm trying to do is to brand myself. I'm trying to establish myself as an authority. I'm trying to get myself known. I want to get eyeballs on me so that people will understand that my brand, Don the short sale guy, is going to stick. And then when realtors when realtors, um, get a short sale lead, and if they don't want to do it, they want to refer it. Then if I have created that top of mind awareness with my marketing, then I will probably be the beneficiary of a lead. Okay. What would not work in that scenario is if I decided that I wanted to go hunting realtors, which I'll be honest with you, that thought has occurred to me every now and then. But from a sales point of view, if I went to them and cold called them and said, "Hey, I'm Don Thornton. I'm the greatest short sale person in the world. You got any short sales? I'm ready to work for you. I'm ready to work with you." And they're gonna they're not going to pay give me a that's going to be counterproductive, because not only will they say no, that's very likely they'll block me on whatever social media that I found them on. So that's not a good strategy. So you see, it's important to understand when you wear your marketing hat and when you put your sales hat on. As soon as, let's say, for example, if I'm trying to establish a relationship and a referral relationship with a real estate agent, then I'm going to continue to develop that. I'm going to develop it. I'm going to try to, keep, engaging with them or whatever. See if I can provide value to them, and frankly, I can provide leads because I know how to generate leads, buyers and sellers leads for agents, and oftentimes I will, sweeten the pot a little bit and just to say, hey, I got a lead for you here. Hope you can, good, hope it works out for you, whatever. Again, that's marketing. Okay. Sales is when someone shows interest. Then you put your sales hat on and then you try to close them. You try to get them through it. And then oftentimes, even then, they're not ready. So let's say, for example, I speak to someone, and like, for example, I had a phone call a couple days ago, actually it was yesterday, when someone was interested in me trying to buy their house in a short sale in Jacksonville. So I talk to the person. We have a tentative meeting scheduled for Saturday. But in the meantime, I'm going to send a couple of videos to that person. A couple texts. Maybe just to basically give that person a better idea who I am. They get more comfortable with me, so I can solidify the relationship. So, I made the first call. I tried to close him. I got him 90% closed, but you know what? He's still not there yet. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put my marketing hat back on again. Now I'm going to give him more touches. I'm going to have more contact with him. Okay. So I believe that as a successful real estate investor, you need to have marketing and sales going on at the same time, but you have to know what strategies are conducive for the sales approach, what strategies are conducive for the marketing approach. In my opinion, divorce and divorce is definitely marketing, because you need some postcards. You gotta put the bait out there. I think that evictions and foreclosures are more suited for just direct contact. And then you have the whole other online marketing part of it, which I'm not even getting into right now, but I will be at a later date. In fact, I'm going to be training about that soon. But that's also marketing. It's just online. So understanding what hat to wear at what time is very important to keep your closing rate up, because it's hard to find someone interested in letting you letting you buy their house. It's not easy, and that's where a lot of people struggle, is they can't get houses. and it's hard enough to get them to the homeowners to respond because there's a lot of competition right now. But when you do get someone to respond, it's even more important that you don't mess it up because you're over eager, or you're not wearing the right hat at the right time. Okay, so I do training on how to do real estate marketing and sales, especially with distressed sellers. Leave a comment below if you want to learn more about my training. It's free. I don't charge anything for my training. So, if you're interested, let me know. Thanks a lot.